Now, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. It's now officially the football season because that bloke is there, okay? That bloke with the shining forehead is beside me. You didn't go to makeup again, did you? I told you to go to makeup before you came on there, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, very pleased join me and warm welcome back to where he belongs, by my side, my wingman, Jell. Hello, mate. How are you?
Yeah, mate, I'm all right. Yourself?
Yeah. How's your voice?
Hang on a second.
Where you gone?
Well,
He's dropped his phone already. What?
Nah, so you know what it is? I couldn't connect earlier because I was trying to connect via my computer.
All right.
And it doesn't work on a computer, does it? It only works mobiles. Well, I can't get it to work on my computer anyway.
Well,
so,
mate, I'm on my mobile.
But,
I'm on my mobile. So
yeah, I'm on mine as well now, which is why obviously it's took me. But anyway, yeah, so, it's good to be back.
It is good to be back. We've only got another, 36 more to do? Well, 35 in your case, because you're bogging off on holiday for one of them, I understand. Is that right?
I am, yes.
I was just telling
Who's that Jamie Skinner? Jamie Skinner, oi, you offered my 13-year-old a shot, Jell. So, Jamie must be the lady that I met on the boat yesterday, and her son was 13th birthday yesterday.
Oh, is that Jamie? Little Jamie?
On a boat, with a load of Paddy's fans.
Yeah.
Offered him a tequila, and she said no. He'd have done it if she weren't there. I'm only joking, and I wouldn't have bought a small tequila.
And did you see the pictures? I did send you. I did put out the photographs of that earlier. Did you see those lovely photos of me, you, and little Jamie? Yeah.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Jamie, for yesterday, mate. Right. I was just telling everybody before you joined, Jell, that history was made yesterday. Not only is it our sixth year in the Premier League, but it was the first time me and you have got a game together.
Yes.
In all this time I've known you.
It's good. You took your son, I took my son.
Indeed. And
everyone got along well. Had a little bundle for the goals. It was good.
Mate, you little bundle. Ladies and gentlemen, what you don't know, let me explain little bundle for the goals, okay?
Well, you don't want me diving on you anyway.
It happened. Okay. I got floored by him, okay? And it was the funniest thing you ever seen. I got laid out.
His face was so funny. He's like, hey, what the fuck's going on here? Down back.
Okay, and I want to work. I've got a couple of bits of housekeeping to do, as always. Okay, and I just want to make sure everybody is aware. So I've shown him our logo. Yes, I know it's back to front. You can't see it. That's the wonders of live screen TV and everything else. But we've got these lovely new T-shirts. Okay, I can have them made in any size. Can't I, Jell?
Oh,
that's too harsh. I won't do that. Okay, so I can have as many made as you like. You've got to send me. You've got to send me a request to what size you want. I'm just wearing a standard.
Your bank details and PIN numbers.
Yeah, to my account in Nigeria. And Ricky's laughing at us. Okay, well, Grant's going to get these sorted out for us. He's got the printer sorted out for us. I can get as many made as I need. Okay, we might even get a couple of made up and do some prizes on the show during the season. Now, about the show, I need to explain some things to the listeners out there before we get into the game, Jell. Right, the show this week, we're doing it the old-fashioned way via Facebook Live for a reason. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the new season, we have some wonderful new technology, but we need to be driven in the background, okay, by producer John. Now, you'll all be aware of producer John's issues at home and everything else, so he's not available. Hi, Mike. Hope you're well, mate. So you'll be aware that producer John's got issues behind the scenes. So therefore, he's watching us live now from the hospital in London. So he cannot produce using the new software. What that new software will give us the...
Hello, John.
Hello, John. What that new software, evening, Grant, we're about to talk about you, so keep your ears pinned back. What that software will give us the option to do, the ability to do, is to be able to bring you all on, not just me and my man here, okay, my wingman here. We'll be able to have a proper conversation, one at a time, up to 4 or 5 different people. But we need John to be driving it from in the background. At the moment, we can't do that, but it'll happen. So stand by, watch this stuff going. We've got lots of new additions to the show coming on, but once again, we need it driven through the new software. So once John's got his problems sorted out at home, we'll be cooking on gas. Now, live show. You'll notice that this is the live show. Everybody, even Soles, he's out there somewhere. Even Tyler, live show. We believe, and we are happy to be corrected, that we are now the only live Facebook group bringing you a match review post-game, okay, the day after the game, live on the internet. If anybody can tell me differently, I'm happy to be corrected. But as far as we know, now the other lot have gone off there and have gone to a podcast. There's lots of brilliant podcasts out there. One in particular, we're quite keen on. But there's actually many podcasts out there. But we believe we are now the only people giving you live. So what I need you to do, please, ladies and gentlemen, is don't just watch us. Tell everybody about us, because people may not know. People may not be on Red and Blue News. And if they're not, and Michael's confirming, you are the only ones. Thank you, Michael. And if, please tell your friends, your families, they must be Palace fans. I don't want, part-time tourist Palace fans. I want proper Palace fans. Get them on the page. They've only got to ask a stupid little question. And then one of the admins, there's 5 of us, one of us will authorise you onto the page. We want to make it, we don't have to be the biggest, but if we end up being the biggest, that's fine. We've got 6,400, is it, Jell?
Something like that, yeah.
6,400. It doesn't, I know there's another group that's got over 7,000. Well, I'm not worried about that. We want to give you the better, we want to give you the better quality show, as with me and myself and Jell. Jell and I will be doing it all season long. Make no mistake. And we want you involved. We want your friends and family involved, as long as they're Palace fans. So come and join us, but tell everybody about us. We've got our page. We've got our Twitter page. We've got our. If you can't watch the show live, don't forget to catch up on the following day. You get it on our YouTube channel. We're out and about. So kicking us underway. Palace got their Premier League campaign off to the perfect start yesterday with goals from Jeffrey Schlupp and Wilfried Zaha. Saw off newly promoted Fulham at Craven Cottage. It was a happy return for good old Roy. Go back to Craven Cottage, where he, again, another place. Can we just touch on Roy Hodgson for a minute, Jell? Okay, because before we get into the game too much, I want to talk about the transfers, and I want to talk about a couple of other bonus bits, okay? And the bonus bit, number one, obviously the biggest thing of all as Palace fans is we've kept Wilf. Massive story. One that Red and Blue News got the exclusive on, didn't we?
Yeah, kept Wilf and Roy.
And that's going to be my second point.
Not that we thought or anyone thought he was going anywhere, but he extended. We kept Wilf and Roy's extended his contract. So, the 2 people, I'm not just saying they're the 2 people in the club, but they are pivotal because Roy seems to have getting us playing football, well, how we want us to be playing football. And, on Wilf, no matter what everyone else thinks about Wilf, he's ours. So it doesn't matter. And for the moment, he's ours. And as he said on, an interview yesterday, he wasn't interested in the speculation. He wasn't part of the speculation, driving stuff. So, and as far as he's concerned, Palace is his team, which is great. So, but yeah, no, it was fantastic. Before we go into all the Palace stuff, into the game and everything, Nick, we were standing there and we sort of pointing this out and pointing that out. Roy got a marvellous reception off the Fulham fans.
Yeah.
Timothy Fosu-Mensah, a fantastic ovation he got off the Palace fans, and unlike a lot of players these days, he acknowledged us. It meant a lot. It meant a lot, and when he tapped his chest, and it meant a lot. So
it's the other side. It's the other side. It's the other side. It's that side.
No, he tapped his left side. Anyway, but yeah, I was really pleased with that. It was nice.
A great touching moment.
Greg Ellis just said. Yeah. He said pleased to retain Wilf, but he feels this will be his last season. Well, let's not dwell on last seasons and everything else. It is what it is. And like I said before, if he does go, the money we get for him, we'll buy a player or 2 or 3 and pay for the stand, I think. So,
right, okay.
Evening, Ian.
Ian, happy birthday, mate. From everybody at Red and Blue News.
Oh, don't big him up too much, Jesus. Ian Lyons' birthday, right, everyone?
Right, send your best wishes to Ian Lyons, everyone. Okay, so we're going to move on a little bit now because I want to talk about before the game. That bloke on our sister page, the Eagles have landed on your manor, Grant Saunders.
Grant?
Yeah, what a job that he did yesterday. Now, for those of you who weren't on the boat yesterday, it wasn't, in fairness, it wasn't just Grant's boat. I was amazed. I've never seen, in fact, I was very proud to see what I saw. There wasn't just one boat going up and down the Thames, Grant's boat, which there is normally. There was 3 boats full of Palace fans going up and down the Thames, partying at the start of the season. And I thought it was great to watch. But I want to concentrate on Grant's boat for a minute, okay? Again, for those of you who are new to the page, welcome. Okay, for those of you who didn't know what I'm about to talk about, I'm going to talk about Mayday Radio very, very briefly. Last season, during the Chelsea game, we went up and down the Thames and we collected £605 for the Radio Mayday. Radio Mayday is partial. They broadcast at Sellers Park for the partially sighted in 6 in total. Oh, Chester, there's 6 boats going up and down. Okay.
Yeah.
That's news to me. Over 70 people watching this. Do you know that, Jell? Yeah. Anyway,
That's good.
So there was we collected £605 for Radio Mayday. These guys, 3 of them, Andy and Roger in particular, that I know, they broadcasted the partially sighted from the stand. They do a live broadcast. Okay, but the trouble is they also want to get their license back to broadcast back into Mayday Hospital, which was removed by the clowns that run Mayday Hospital TV thing over the beds. So we've started. We've helped doing a little bit of fundraising from last year, £600. Palace in the close season, and this could have evening, Damon. Palace in the close season, unfortunately, have moved them. They've been broadcasting from the back of the Arthur Way since 1969, and Palace now have decided they're going to put them into the press box in the old stand. Now, they don't even know, they haven't even been contacted to say whether the equipment that they're going to have there is going to be able to actually accommodate what they're actually doing. So once again, on Grant's boat yesterday, we did another collection. And I'm thinking to myself, we'll get £400 or £500 from the guys on the boat. They didn't do that. Look at that. Look at that number that he's holding up. Between us yesterday, we raised a massive £1,000 for Radio Mayday. Now, even if Radio Mayday are not successful in broadcasting at Sellers Park this year, which will be an absolute tragedy, okay, and travesty, okay, I know for a fact that money will be held, okay, and we will be using it for other charities, and and a couple of Grant and I've already got a couple of ideas. So for all those that were on board, just say thank you. If anybody out there wants to donate, it's not too late. Just contact me or Grant on the Eagles and Landing, and we can add it to it. But £1,000 was a fantastic effort, and I don't care. I'm just so proud of each and every one person that was on board. And we had a bloody good party to go with it, didn't we? This geezer is to my left here was hanging by the end of it. And can you see Richard's comment? Look at Richard's comment. Over to you.
I didn't see it.
He said, "Kiss my arse." Now, can I tell them about kiss my arse? Right, let me explain to you what he means by kiss my arse. Because during the week, Richard Harvey, who's a big player on our page and also a very good friend of mine, was giving me a hard time on Facebook. Okay, I'll stop rambling in a minute. But he's a good friend of mine on Facebook, giving me loads of abuse. Phil Pot, you're this, and Phil Pot, you're that. Your usual rubbish, okay? And I said, look, just shut up with that, or kiss my arse, is what I said to him. So he said, I'll tell you what to do, Nick. He said, on the boat on Saturday, he said, if I see you take £50 out of your own wallet, okay, and you put your £50 in Claire's bucket, everybody knows what Claire's bucket is by now, I will kiss your arse, okay? And that's exactly what happened. I popped down my pants on the boat, took out £50 out of my wallet, popped it in a bucket, and big old Rich came over and kissed my arse. So, mate, Joe, you didn't see any of that because you were on the front of the boat. But
I stayed at the front.
Fair play to you, Rich. Thank you for doing it. Thank you for everybody that donated. And Grant Saunders, once again, doffing cap, mate, wonderful thing. And we are going to do it again for Chelsea, I believe. Right, so I've covered the history between me and you. I've covered the logo. And what I was going to cover is when I thought the game was won. Okay, and the game was won on Thursday night at 5 o'clock, in my opinion. What are you laughing at? That's a lot of kissing.
Paul Glance. Lord Paul Glance. Yeah. That Jell don't drink, but he likes to kiss arse.
So my opinion was the game was won on Thursday night at the close of the window. You cannot buy 146 players during the transfer window and expect them to gel on the first game of the season. That's exactly what happened with Fulham. They bought too many players too quickly. Did a QPR, if you like. Okay, we maintained some players. We let a few players go. Should we quickly touch on the transfer window, Joe, before we go into the game?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so players out were Chung Young Lee, Johan Cabaye, Damo. Good luck to you, Damo. Bakary Sacco, Jordan Much, whoever he was, I don't know who he is, and Diego Cavalieri also left the club. Okay, so the only big one there, I would say, would probably be Johan, but my honest opinion and hand on heart, he was probably getting towards the end of his time with us anyway. So yeah. I don't think it's a bad move. And players coming in, Vincent Guaita, free agent on a 3-year deal, 6'3" goalkeeper. His last club was Getafe. He made 108 appearances for Getafe between 2014 and 18. Czech Kouate, okay, signed from West Ham on an undisclosed fee that we believe to be south of 10 million quid. Okay, so let's call it 10 million quid for argument's sake. 6'2", 28-year-old Senegalese, 129 appearances, 12 goals for West Ham. And of course, on the end of the transfer window was Jordan Ayew. But to me, the biggest signing of the window was Max Meyer. Free agent, 3-year deal, 5'8", 22-year-old from Schalke. 146 appearances, 17 goals for Schalke between 13 and 18. Ladies and gentlemen, to me, watch this. You heard it here out of this gob first. He is going to be the most prolific signing we've probably ever had. And that includes going back to the Attilio Lombardo days. Once he's match fit and ready to go, you watch this bloke take the Premier League by storm. Do you know anything about him, mate?
No, not at all. Only what you've seen on YouTube, and his stats last year were, his stats have always been decent. So, but yeah, looking forward to him. Just he's sort of a defensive midfielder, not massively attacking. I think he's. I'm not undecided because his stats in the Bundesliga, they don't lie. But we've already got one of those. Yeah. So, in Luca, who likes to kick people, get the ball. So, but I don't know. Is he a baller? Can he be a number 10? Can he sit in front of Luca so we can so we can smash up midfields and he can also play balls through? I don't know. I think that's the only thing we sort of missing is someone with the nous to put a ball through. We were saying yesterday we were watching our players make runs, but we didn't have that player to feed those runs. So that's all I think we're missing. I honestly think that is all I think we're missing now. We have two players for every position.
I honestly believe that we are going to see something. He's a playmaker, according to Michael, and Michael knows his stuff as well. Other than obviously keeping Will Zaha, that's going to be the signing of the summer. Make no mistake. Yeah, no,
without a doubt. Who do you think makes way for him?
Yeah, good question. Well,
Schlupp has to be, really.
It's got to be Jeffrey Schlupp. But I mean, look at him yesterday. Oh, we're going to talk about him in a minute. But look at him yesterday. He was outstanding. What a goal! First goal for the club, and you saw what it meant to him. Okay, who will make way for him? It's got to be Jeffrey. I would think. I'd be sad if it was Jimmy Mack as well, because another.
Yeah, me too. Can't be him. No way. Yeah, it can't be Jimmy Mack. No. We need his engine in the middle. It's the fittest player on our side.
I believe that this Max Meyer guy will end up being. Do you remember what we were expecting from Johan when we first got Johan? Somebody sitting in, as you say, a number 10 role and dispersing the ball left and right, the playmaker, the baller, as you call him. Okay, that's what I expected from Johan. We never got that from Johan. What we got is a much more defensive Johan. Other podcasts have actually said, actually, no, that's not what we bought when we got Johan. We actually bought a defensive midfielder. Well, that's not how I was led to believe of Johan Cabaye. I thought he was going to be a much different player to what he was. A brilliant servant for the club. Absolute wonderful servant for the club, and I wish him every happiness. And he even put on his Instagram yesterday that he was watching the game. Go on, lads, get on, lads. He was actually supporting the boys from wherever he is. Okay, and I really honestly believe that we're going to get from Max Meyer what I thought we were going to be getting from Johan when he signed. You had some good thoughts about Johan Cabaye when he joined us, because I think you thought along those lines. That's what you were going to get, didn't you?
Well, I did because I, I don't know if anyone remembers that time when we played Newcastle and it was hammering down, absolutely hammering down at our place. And he took us apart.
Yeah.
He literally took us apart. But every time he got the ball, he was pinging passes left, right, centre, but also within 30 yards, giving the ball a whack. So I think quite literally in the 2 years, maybe 2.5 seasons before that or after that game, when he obviously was at Newcastle and then he went to PSG, I think in that time, I think his legs went, and I go on record to say it again, I'll say it. I literally thought he was a sort of a 60, 65-minute player. But then he was 31. So you can't expect, midfielders are just, they're never gonna just stay at that level all the time. They will eventually slow down, which is why I think he went from sort of playmaker, where he was at Newcastle, got the move, his forced move to PSG, and then we brought him in and then realised, that he wasn't. I'm not going to say it was a mistake because it wasn't, because he did serve us well. And in all honesty, I thought he got better as the longer he was with us. But we didn't see the first season. I don't think we saw a huge amount from him. But he grew into the position. He grew into the club. So, but yeah, I think players now. I think we're choosing our players more wisely. We're choosing younger players, which is great to see. Because over the last sort of 5, 6, 7 years, we've bought players for experience that have given us 1 or 2 years with zero, resale. They're just too old and we can't sell them, and they ended up walking away.
Yeah, that's not
all they've ever done is cost the club. Because sometimes, we really do have to think that every club sells. Every club, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, they always sell. And they might sell for 35, 40, keep them a year or two, and sell for 50. We've been very lucky with Wilf. I'm pretty sure that there's a sell-on clause. We're going to part with some cash to Man United, but it's irrelevant. But we are, no matter how big we ever think we're going to be, we're always going to be a selling club because there's tons of clubs way bigger than us.
Well, he's not fit. He's not fit enough to be.
Well, the other thing is as well, for the right price, everyone's got a price. Wilf has a price for us. But the thing is, it's, if you look at it in layman's terms, it's a stand. Everyone else has just asked for, it's a stand and probably a couple of players. So, but yeah, we've covered this before.
Yeah,
anyway, so.
He's not fit enough to join in the team yet. And answer to your question a minute ago, Gary, when will he be ready to join us? Well, Kouyaté, in answer to your question, already was in the squad because he came on yesterday. Max, I reckon, 2 or 3 weeks pre-season away. He's had no pre-season. And one last thing before we go to the game, which we're going to do right now, okay, is I want to touch very quickly on Carl Davis, okay, Carl Babs. Those of you that missed your football during the summer, just a nod to all the work that he did while he was going to and from Russia. Carl, mate, you did for the page some wonderful work.
The diaries.
Yeah.
The World Cup diaries.
Yeah. What do you think? Did you do well?
Oh, they're amazing. Yeah, because not only is Carl knowledgeable about football, and there's probably nothing that he hasn't been there, seen it, done it, and got the T-shirt.
Yeah.
But his writing is very eloquent and easy to read as well. So his experience is invaluable, and behind the scenes, Carl has become, in a very short space of time, has become a very valued member of our team. So, and you can see that how much he loves football. That's what as much as the next man, if not more. So, but yeah, no, the World Cup diaries were a huge insight to the faux media that we've got, about all the ad that was supposed to be going on over there, and in fact it was the complete opposite. And some of the stuff that we were told in private about certain people that Cole met, was the complete opposite of what England fans were expecting. A lot of people going over there expecting to get eyed in at least once or twice in a bar, to get smashed up by the police, and it was absolutely zero. But along that, with his match reports, and the way that he writes, his style of writing, really, really very good and a huge addition to the page over the sparse Palace games. But
I've got to
filling
tell
it
you,
in with
that guy has forgotten more about Palace than I will ever know. I'm telling you, he's a talent, and I quite agree with you. He's an asset to the page.
I have.
Okay.
I've forgotten more about it, but then I forget about everything.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't even know who I am anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so onto the lineup.
Anyway, the game.
The game. I'm doing it now. Onto the lineups. Hennessy, Wan-Bissaka, Sacco. It doesn't really matter because we know what it was. Okay, we knew it was either going to be Guaita or Hennessy in goal. And on the predictions, that's exactly how it turned out to be. And somebody also mentioned about the quality of the subs just a minute ago. I can see all your points. And good evening to you in Florida, and welcome to you wherever you are in the world. I can see you, and thank you for joining us on Red and Blue News and the Red and Blue Review. So the team was exactly what we expected it to be. The new guys weren't ready, or Hennessy and Guaita was the only choice. So what did you think about the lineup when you saw it, mate?
Yeah, it was all right.
Happy with that? Done anything different?
Yeah, because no, not the only thing I would have liked to have, everything's sort of relevant, but after the initial Benteke chance, he didn't do a complete lot. In fact, all he did was sort of lose the ball and didn't do a lot until the 63rd minute. I remember us noting it when he won that massive header. Yeah, I'm not going to turn this into a slagging because he did play well. But the thing is that we were playing two up front, and Wilf looked to be the one that was trying to kick and harass and be the bully.
Yeah.
When retrospectively, that's the big man's job. It's not Wilf's job. Wilf's job is trickery, pace, get past and do whatever. And Benteke didn't do that until around about the 60-minute mark when he won that massive header, squared it. To be honest with you, 50-50. Wilf should have buried that really. But anyway, it was a day for goalkeepers. I thought yesterday.
Hang on a minute. What they don't know is while we were praising Cole and his knowledge. Okay, guys, like I say, me and him went to the game. Me and Jell went to the game together. So, and what he's doing when he's standing there, okay, he's not giving it the big one. Okay, he's standing there analysing what different players are doing. Okay, and he was talking to me about during the game in the early part of the match how Wilf's doing what Benteke should be doing, and that's pressing on, getting on top of their centre halves, and Benteke should be doing that. Now, later on, as you quite rightly just pointed out, that's exactly what Benteke started to do, and that was pivotal. And this guy here got it absolutely spot on, because what he was doing, he was pressurising it, and that led to that chance with the head of their goalkeeper pulled off. So fair play to you. Your knowledge of the game, again, is far superior than mine will ever be. I can see it practically on.
No, it's not. You could player watch. That's all. I love to player watch, and I will always pick certain players to watch. I said to you straight away, didn't I? Look at Fulham, and they were doubling up on our left and right back.
Yeah.
Every single time. PVA had two. You had one hug in the line and 1 10 yards in, and every single time they attacked us, they had 4 players out wide to get those attacking. So at least one of those players was firing in crosses or trying to fire in crosses. So it's easy when you're standing there and you're looking enough at it and not trying to have your Palace goggles on. You can see what Fulham were trying to do. I mean, they're a big physical side, but already I can work out now, I'm telling you now, that Callum Chambers, he will cost them loads of goals. He is not as good as what they think.
He's a liability. He's a liability.
I am so pleased that he priced himself out of a move to us. Because there's no way he's in the class of Tompkins or Sacco. I would say probably not even Dan. He didn't. He just looks. He looks like a player that's just been playing reserve football for the last 2 or 3 years and just getting the odd cup game. And now he's always had someone in front of him. Now he's on the big stage and being found out by top 8, top 10 team. So you won't see all the big players get hold of Fulham. They'll smash them to pieces. But anyway, that's irrelevant. But I was pleased with Benteke, with his attitude when he not his attitude, but when he started smashing their players up, because that's what Mitrovic tried to do to Sacco and Tompkins. But yeah.
Right, I thought, more of the first half then. Okay, it was a bit of a slow start, if I'm brutally honest. They were probably cancelling each other out. Really, I think Fulham would probably, if they would probably argue, and I think they'll probably be right. They probably just shaded the first half. I mean, a couple of
I'd say so.
Mitrovic's chance and Hennessy's saves in the first half, and the matchup between Wan-Bissaka and Sessegnon I want to talk about. So, first of all, let's do the goalkeeper first. Let's start at the back, okay? Mitrovic's chance to get Hennessy saved low down. That was the first of what appeared to be, and I need to say actually, because John's asked me to mention it. Thank you for all those of you that answered the poll on the page yesterday. Who was the man of the match yesterday? You could argue PVA, you could argue Wan-Bissaka, you could argue Wilf, you could argue lots of them. But I think me and you, well, over to you. Who was the man of the match yesterday, and for what reason, Jill?
Well, Hennessy. And again, we discussed this. I know that the saves he made, they weren't worldies, and they were saves that you expected him to make, in all honesty. But he made them. And I think this time last year, after a few games with a crowd on his back and, you know, generally stressed by the whole situation, he wouldn't have. I don't think there's probably one or two of those that he wouldn't have. We'll put it this way: this time last year, they'd have gone in 1 or 2-0 up first half, without a doubt. But his positioning was good. You know, still a little bit where the ball came back into play after the saves, but it's irrelevant because, you know, we are not standing around looking at the ball after the goalkeeper's made a save. We're being proactive. We're reacting immediately to situations. So hence why people are not having tap-ins against us anymore. You know, goalkeeper makes a save and then the ball comes out, and generally good players, you know, they run in and try and tap the ball in. They're not getting those chances anymore. So, but yeah, I thought, you know, the best save out of a lot of them was when Mitrovic spun Tompkins and hit it on the half volley into the ground. Was a fantastic move. Good bit of play all round, you know. Good ball in, good spin, nailed it, good save. So yeah, it was good. But I thought they shaded it, and then of course we went up there at the other end and we robbed them.
We robbed them in the first half. Right, I just want to point out that people are actually mentioning on the chat, Jill, I don't know if you can see the chat, that my microphone is low. Okay, guys, can you now acknowledge my microphone, please? So let me know, because as you can see, I've repositioned it and I've tried to turn it up a bit. It's just one of these shitty Apple ones, so I apologise. That's the first pound into the square box for this summer. And God, we did all right, didn't we? I think we got 25 minutes in. Oh no, I'll call it this. Yeah, 35 minutes in, and that's the first swear word came out. Right, okay, so talk about the first goal, Schlupp's goal, the partnership on the interaction with PVA.
Oh yeah, it was just it was Schlupp, PVA, and God, who was out left? Played the ball inside. Starman.
Townsend. Oh, we haven't done that yet.
Townsend.
We've got to talk about
my brain is like so gone sometimes. So the three of them are just playing sort of tippy-tappy football on the left-hand side, and then all of a sudden, Townsend plays the faster, quicker pass. PVA gets it on his left foot, shifts it to his right, plays it through, and Schlupp, he just goes past Chambers. You know, he spins Chambers and gets himself a yard. You know, over 2 yards, he got himself a yard. Like fantastic piece of play, and he's absolutely he's buried it. As good as you're going to get it, as good as you could ever think you could finish that from there, is what he did. Yeah, and amazing. I mean, I couldn't believe it went in, first of all. But yeah.
I'm very sad that it did, because I had three ribs broken in the process. Okay. I want you to talk about the my biggest concern. They had some good players on that pitch, but before the game, the one player that I was really concerned about was Ryan Sessegnon. Now, Ryan Sessegnon was up against Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Okay, who came out on top, Joe?
Well, after the game, you know, Wan-Bissaka would have, he would have got his wallet and his keys and Sessegnon out of his pocket. He just had him. I don't care what anybody says, mate. He absolutely, he had him on toast the whole the whole game. I know we're going to talk about the second goal, but you know, he rode a foul from Sessegnon.
Yeah, we'll come on to that. We'll come on to that. So what about?
So, but it was pivotal. It was absolutely superb, and against, I would say, 100%, probably in the top 3 or 4 fastest players in the Premier League. Sessegnon, he's rapid, absolutely rapid. So for him to take it, he just dismantled him literally. It was almost like Ryan Who, because there was only a couple of players I was really worried about. Obviously, Schürrle was one of them.
Yeah.
And you can see his class, you can see his runs and everything, and he's very good. But those 2 players, I thought we did all right. You know, they put out a very, very attacking side. For attacking players that we know we've got, including our wing backs. You know, we matched them as an away side. We matched them. We matched that home side.
But I do think
there won't be many times it will come up like that.
I do think they'll be all right this season, in fairness. And we've got 70 people out there watching us. I've got a question for all of you, unless you know the answer, Jill. I'm about to ask a question in general. Can anybody tell me what Aaron Wan-Bissaka's contract details are? Now, the thing that I'm really proud about is this is yet another product of our academy. He's come through the system. I think the last one since Zaha, probably the last one since Zaha. What deal has he got? Okay, how long is he contracted for? Because I'm not worried about things like Max Meyer, because if we have 2 or 3 good seasons out of him and then sell him for 40 million quid, well, happy days. Okay, but this is one of our boys, a bit like the Will Zaha scenario. I just need to know what you think. What his contracts are. You got any ideas?
I thought he signed a 2-year deal. I thought he signed an extended, like 2 years on his extension. That's what I heard he did anyway. And obviously for a bit more dough. So, but if someone's just put, and let me just put this, someone's just, Ian I said, how long before he plays for the England senior team?
Yeah,
not very long. Frank Roberts has just turned around and said 3 years.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Greg.
And so Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Cheers, boys.
Yeah, okay.
And Ben just confirmed it in a chat that you can't see. That he's signed an extension.
Yeah, so fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And again, for me, that's like a new signing, literally like a freebie. The same as Scott Dan. When Scott Dan gets comes back from injury, it'll be like a freebie, you know, because we all know what he can do. So, and as a centre back, you don't have to be the quickest. But again, it's having another decent centre back as a, you know, in reserve. And also, the other thing about Bissaka is you can see he really wants to go forward. That's the right winger in him. You know, I see a good bit on Match of the Day, and now everyone's talking about him, which is good. It's a shame, but it's good because it will just, you know. I heard, when we played Man United last year, on my timeline, because obviously my son-in-law was a Man United fan, and there's a few others that come on there, and they never talked about anybody. They never talked about Wilf. They never slagged Wilf or did anything like they usually do. They were talking about him, and you know, it's great credit to him. When he's shut out, you know, he's shutting out centre forwards that are playing in our World Cup sides, then you know you've got something half decent. Like I say, I know he only had 7 or 8 games last year, but he never let us down in any of those. He probably made 2 or 3 mistakes in all those games. Yeah. He was absolutely fantastic.
But it's only his 8th game, isn't it?
8 or 9, something like that. Yeah, but I mean, but then saying that, he did while Wardy was injured. You know, he played those games. As soon as Ward became fit again, then Roy whacked him in. So, but maybe he saw that Ward was never going to live with Sessegnon or their left winger. Can't remember his name. I think it's a French fella. But anyway, it was a team well picked, you know, and matched up. Definitely I'm gonna
change, guys. Everybody out there, Michael Herman just said Ward going on loan to West Bromwich Albion. Is there any truth in that? Mate, I doubt it, because even the loan window is closed as well. So unlikely.
It can't. I was going to say
it's closed. Right, and Ben Allen, who is obviously the master of the detail on our page, he sent me some details that none of you got according to this, slightly correct. He's actually signed his deal until 2020. Was that 2000? Sorry, 2022. Okay. Jell, Jell, I just need to go and do something. Okay. I want you to talk about what you think. Not Aaron Wan-Bissaka, AVB, Van Aanholt. Okay. How things have moved on for Van Aanholt. I'll be 2 seconds.
Is this a senior toilet break?
No. Sarah. James.
Patrick Van Aanholt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what can we say? I did a bit of digging about him in the close season, and I didn't know that he was at Chelsea when he was younger.
Yeah, he was.
And you can see, you can. The thing about players is, you see him and you think, oh, he's absolutely crap, and then you see one game, you think, how on earth is he turned into that player? And I think with footballers, it is all about confidence. When you're really down, you are championship. When you're on, when your mental health is good, and your home life is good, and your powers in the team are all with you, and you start to gel as a team, I think it opens the door a little bit to how can I say, to how you would, a bit of freedom. And when you're playing with freedom, I think you're playing with a different skill level. I think you're playing with a different comfort level. Sometimes you see people when they rush passes and they, the crowd will get on their backs and everything else. And, when PVA first came to us, I mean, all I was saying was it's that Ponce with a Rolls Royce who turns out every day, and you taking his 80 or 90,000 quid a week all the time, and no one really, no one gave him a chance. There was a lot of people. I can't remember if I actually said I wanted him out of the club, but I can vaguely remember saying that if he didn't buck it up, then get out. And all of a sudden, I can't remember what game it was. Was it the game where he made that 80-yard run from left wing and right the way to right back? I mean, he made that tackle, got that, and then he lost it again. But the thing, and I think after that, it was like, I think he really believed in himself. And
you reading some of his comments? He's just said, I hope Sarah's been given a contract extension as well. I'll be trading her in for a new model if she doesn't do. She's bloody old. So do you?
Well, this is the other thing about what Greg said, and this is the thing. He said one of PVA's biggest assets is that he scores goals, and this is the thing. So he scores an absolutely fantastic goal yesterday, it was clearly offside. We could see it. I never celebrated, but because you could see it straight away. But
I was still recovering at that point from being jumped
But he's playing where you would think Wilf would be. That's exactly where you would think Wilf would be, right where that was. And he's having a curling shot, an absolute screamer into the top corner. I'm thinking, what's he doing there? But we had this conversation beforehand about our left back playing right centre forward, so.
Read that. Okay, while he's doing that, I think the manager's got to be given a lot of credit for PVA because he's clearly a confidence player, and he's been given.
Yeah, all players are confident.
But he's been given a license. Okay, Richard, it wasn't offside. It was right in front of you, mate. How can you say that wasn't offside? It was literally 3 yards.
Yeah, he was a yard. It was a yard offside.
And it was 3 yards in front of where Richard was standing. So how can you say that wasn't offside?
Jamie Skinner said he scored more goals than Benteke. But anyway.
Stop reading the comments. Stop reading the comments. Stop reading the comments.
I wish you could see what I was wearing. That was the thing.
Yeah.
This is. What's he talking about Oasis now?
One of them said, in case you missed the comments, people. One of them said, one of them's wearing a red and blue news T-shirt, and the other one looks as though he's dressed like Oasis. But what you can't see is under the camera, he's actually got his free knickers on as well. But right, we moved on. So,
but no, I mean, and Leslie just turned around and said, he looks happy, and that's the thing. I honestly think when footballers are in a good place, then it's good for us, good for the team, good for morale. And do you know what? I think there was I need to just say, because we talked about Roy earlier.
Yeah,
he seems to have instilled a calm.
Yeah.
I think he's instilled a belief, and I think he's instilled a team spirit that relies on everyone being part of the team. And I think that's why all of a sudden we seem to have a few players at the moment, not all of our players, but a few players that we can interchange, that can come into the team. Like Bissaka plays, 6, 7, 8 games last year, comes in for the first game of the season, pivotal, that we don't start off like we did last year and get beat. And he comes in and puts in an equivalent man in a match. It was, we could have chosen. It would only out of him and NSC yesterday, to be honest with you, a man in the match for me, because Wilf just did what he usually did anyway. So I think Roy has done some absolutely fabulous work behind the scenes.
And then we're going to move on. We're going to move on in a minute. We're going to move on to the second half.
Just really quickly, was Stephen Reid there yesterday, or has he actually gone?
No. Now, I'm not going to speculate too much on Stephen Reid, and I don't believe he has gone. If I've got it right, he's actually got. I believe he's had a few issues away from football. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm going to move on from that.
That's fine.
But no, I don't believe he was.
Yeah.
Greg Ellis has actually said on there, gents, what a time to be alive. How good is it right now? This team can really achieve something. Carling Cup, top 10. Well, Greg, you're quite right, but don't forget we were only goal difference off top 10 last season anyway. So a step up from that wouldn't be a massive achievement. But I really believe you're right. I have been a Palace fan. I'm 55 most of my life, okay, and I've never been as confident going into a season as I am now, okay. And I don't know how you feel, Jell.
Well, it's an amazing time to be alive if you're a Palace fan.
Yeah.
The roller coaster seems to be.
Where's your milk?
Seems to be just going up a little bit.
Yeah.
But
with our we've got to come down again. People
flavoured water now. This season it's flavoured water.
What?
I was drinking too much milk last year. I know. Sorry, Andy.
I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. Right, on to the second half. Now, in my mind, the second half was. I just had a message on Messenger. Could somebody get hold of Summer Kearson, please? He just asked me the question, when is the show on? He literally just messaged me asking me when the show is on. So, to my mind, a lot of the performances last season, where we were poor in the first half, he obviously had a word in the dressing room at half time, and we came out and we bossed the second half. Well, we weren't that poor in the first half. Fulham weren't slightly better, but we definitely did step it up again in the second half. Would you agree? Changed up a gear?
Yeah. Well, I think what he did was he had 45 minutes to suss it out. And that's the thing. He doesn't. He's very astute, isn't he? He sees. You see him. There was a couple of breaks in play, and I see him call Benteke over, call Luca over, and immediately try to make just changes, small changes. And I think with that 10 or 15 minutes in the changing room, he actually got his chance to change, to change certain things. And also, you saw was Benteke do what I was saying he wasn't doing in the first half.
Yeah.
And that was to start smashing them up. And I think once you get him, once he does stuff, do you know what he didn't do? I can't remember the referee blowing up for a foul on Benteke when he went up for a header. Remember, all last season he got loads of cards last season, going up and he was elbowing, he was grabbing, he was doing whatever, and he got loads of cards for that. I think he's sort of, I don't know whether they sit him that you're jumping wrong or whatever, but anyway, it was a completely different performance in the second half. Right, so yeah, okay. I was.
Somebody said that this team could be as good as the team in 79-80. Well, I actually think we're a better team than that already. Okay, so the most contentious moment.
Maybe as good as the 1990 side, you mean? The 1990 side was a better side than the 78-79 side. For me, without a doubt.
Simon, we're going to come on.
Simon, the 1990s.
Simon just mentioned about the fans. We're going to do the fans and we're going to do the HF later. So save your questions to the end because I want your questions, okay? Right, I want to talk about the most contentious part of the second half, Jell. Okay, which was the challenge from Sacco. Penalty or no penalty?
Well, what did we both shout at the same time?
Penalty.
When he didn't give it, I looked at Mike Dean and he just I was like, oh. And then I thought, hang on a minute, do you know what?
Perhaps
now I know what it feels like.
We saw it wrong. That's what I thought, because we both said penalty, and I thought perhaps we saw it wrong.
I'll take match of the day. I'll take match of the day, and I'll take Sky last night. And I've watched it, and he kicked him. And I'll tell you now, had that been the other way round, we would have been screaming. Yeah. We would have been screaming to not get that. It was a penalty. You know, there was no doubt about it. He did have part of him. The only other thing is that
took his standing leg.
Schürrle is, you know, he is Klinsmann incarnate. You only have to breathe on him and he will throw himself. And I think that he didn't do himself any favours by picking his legs up and flinging himself an extra 2, you know, like near enough 2 metres to try and persuade the referee. If he'd have just and the other thing as well is that he didn't say anything after. Had it been a penalty, you know what Wilf's like. Wilf always gets kicked. Referees play on. They don't care about it. You know, don't give us that much. And then Wilf's sitting there going, hang on a minute, but why not got it? He's kicked me. He didn't, he literally didn't, none of them said anything.
Do you see what Mike Herbert put on there? See what Mike's put on there? Mike said Mike Dean was making up for amends for his cock-ups last year. Do you know what, Mike? If you're right, I don't give a shit. And I think you probably are right. He was just...
Well, that was the other thing as well, is if he didn't give a penalty, then he had to book him. Because he's saying...
Yeah.
Yeah, so I sort of don't get that, really.
Richard Kingdom said you should have booked the German for diving.
Exactly.
We can't have that. Matt Philpott's on there. Would you love a signature from Nick? That's my son. What is he saying? Can you actually understand what he's saying?
You're his idol. Something about you're his idol.
Yeah.
But
get your arse.
Anyway,
right. This next one I want to talk about. Benteke's flick onto Wilf. Wilf shot with his right foot straight to the goalkeeper. Should he have done better?
It was the header of the day. It was the header of the day. I mean, he beat him by 2 feet. There was no competition in you know, when he went up for the header. It was a Benteke of old header. But what he did was, instead of flicking it on, he actually found Wilf. It was just, you know, it was a fantastic piece of football.
Yeah.
Wilf got his feet sorted out, nailed it, and the keeper made, you know, his save of the day. Well, saying that, I mean, he just positioned himself and Wilf smashed it at his foot. So, in respect of his positioning, he got it bang on. I was expecting the net to go. I must admit, I was expecting that to go in. And the more that I've seen it, you know, on the 2 programmes, the more that he should really have scored. So, but, you know, he didn't take that long anyway to sort it out again, did it?
Young Jamie, whose birthday yesterday, said, Jell wouldn't sign my shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a very good reason for that. He can't spell it. Okay, so I was about to help him out with that as well. But there you go.
And that begins with a J.
J. Okay, so talk to me about the second goal. So we know our new hero, Aaron, was getting beaten up.
Well, firstly, Benteke gets the ball in sort of left midfield by the line, cuts inside, and plays a ball out that I thought Sessegnon was going to get. Not Sessegnon. I thought Mitrovic was going to get, but he obviously put enough on it for it to get there. He goes forward, Sessegnon comes over, tries to take him down. He goes down, and I was expecting a referee just to blow, but he you know, in his innocence, he's not playing for the free kick. He's playing to play football. So he, you know, he gets up quickly, and then the referee sees the situation immediately. He doesn't do a Clattenburg and stop the play. He lets the play go. He cuts it. I mean, he gets away from Sessegnon, who he's just bashed up the whole game. So, and he gave up his run after him. He's beaten their left back, and then, you know, he's going to do him for pace anyway.
Yeah.
And then he lays the ball in between the left back and
that ball there,
and the centre back.
Describe that ball. I mean, how inch perfect?
It was just perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was perfect. But then you can see that is the right winger in him coming out where he knows how to lay the ball off. And then, of course, we got, you know, the kamikaze kid in goal. What I just said to you, what is he doing there? Because usually it's us. We're going, oh, what's that keeper doing? But now, they've literally got a goalkeeper in there on the bench who'd won the Europa League 3 times in 4 seasons, I think. And then they play a goalkeeper from Besiktas or whatever. I mean, he won't be playing the next game. I can tell you now, he won't be playing the next game. He was absolutely shocking. Their goalkeeper, Fulham's goalkeeper. They'll have the other keeper in without a doubt. But again, Wilf was on it in a flash. He comes out. This is, it was a surprise to see the keeper there, and I think Wilf was a surprise as well. But it literally was. Took it and he hit it straight away. It was a fantastic finish with just enough, just enough to not just to get there, but just enough to lure the centre back into thinking that he might get there. But
and the other thing was,
you can see what it meant.
What made me laugh is your comment about where is that goalkeeper going? Where is he going?
I know. And
you said it.
But that was the thing during the play.
I know.
Yeah, but that was the thing. You could, again, once you see someone so clearly make a mistake, you watch him for a little bit. I mean, his positioning for the goal, I don't think it's questionable. The first goal, I don't think. I think that they've beaten most goalkeepers, in all honesty. But the goal that PVA scored, he had his arms were there instead of being up. They were there. So. I don't think he's a very good goalkeeper, but anyway,
I want to just go back to her point earlier.
It was a good finish ball. It was a great finish ball, Wilf, and he deserved that goal.
Absolutely right. And by the way, I just want to comment on a couple of things. Michael Herman. Okay, I apologise for what I said to you just now. I'm talking crap. Told you my knowledge is. I've just been informed. Okay, that the emergency loan window is still open. So Ward could sign for West Bromwich Albion because he's a Championship club. I had it in my head that West Bromwich
only to the Championship, not to the Premier League.
So my absolute apologies, mate. You were quite right. A great point, well made. And to everybody that's listening out there or watching out there, the 70 of you online now, this will go out to hundreds and hundreds, probably a couple of thousand people online eventually. Welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us. This show is nothing without you. I'm watching every single comment. I don't know if you can see my iPad here. I'm watching every single comments come through. Gary Nesbitt just said something about, yesterday was the battle of the young right backs, and he was probably right. And we know which right back won, and there was only one winner in that. Again, thank you, Michael. Good point. Keep your points coming. So I know we've already touched on it. Really, man in the match, and people out there start getting your questions in because we're coming on to questions. Definitely, no doubt in your mind.
No, it was Hennessy because, like I said before, even though there were saves that you would expect a decent Premier League goalkeeper to make, he made them as well. And like I say, this time last year, I think he would have let 1 or 2 of those in. His positioning wouldn't have been the same. He wouldn't have got down quick enough. He's getting down to the ball very, very good now. Very quickly, which is good. He come for the crosses he needs to come for yesterday.
Again, you called that a couple of times. Come on, Wayne. Come and claim this one. And a couple of times.
Yeah, but you do, didn't you? Because he's 6'4". When he sticks his arms up in the air, he's 8 foot. When he jumps up in the air, he should be 10 foot. So he should be coming for stuff like that. He should be coming, and you only have to get the slightest touch and go down. And you can, if you come for it, if you think you can get, not just come for it for the sake of it, because that way you're going to make more mistakes. But if you come for it, the chances are you're going to get a whack. You're either going to get the ball or get a whack. It's only very, very every now and then that you're going to come for it, drop it or whatever. But I think we're a little bit more alive now. I think we're a little bit more astute when it comes to the goalkeeper might make a mistake. This kick it if he drops it. There was a couple of times when the ball went flashing across our goal in the first half, and Bissaka was on the back post to put it out. It was nice to see instead of sort of ball watching and having people come in and tap in, stuff. It was it all makes for good watching.
And just finishing up on the match now, because I want to come on to a couple of other points. Roy Hodgson's did you see his comments after the match with reference to Fulham? What a class act that man is, and he's just a lovely gentleman, isn't he? Hi, Chris. Good evening, mate.
Yes, well, he is. But the thing is, he's got experience on his side, and like I say, he's an extremely intelligent bloke, extremely intelligent, and you don't get to have been where he's been by accident. You know, he's not just going to be like an Allardyce or Moyes and just go. There's only 8 clubs that he'll ever manage in the Premier League. He won't manage any higher unless there literally is nobody. He's done, you know, he's been to the top. He's been England manager. He's managed Liverpool. You know, sometimes things don't work out for you. It is what it is. But I think he suits us. I think he suits us. I think he's happy there. You know, he's his last hurrah, and it will be in the town where he grew up, the team he supported, with possibly our best team ever, with the most amount of money the club have ever had, with a chairman that he obviously trusts, with a chairman that, you know, that wants to, that's not putting the club in danger. You know, some of the stuff he does is a bit frowny, but you know, it's
such as
at the moment.
Not those little bags of stuff that he carries around. Is that not, you're not talking about that, are you? Oh, sorry, no, it's different subject.
No, no, you know, I don't know. He says stuff, and you think, oh, just don't say anything. And I think now what he's done. No, I'm talking about Steve Parish.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Roy.
No. The other thing as well is that Graham O'Neill's just said only senior player to be allowed to leave on loan should be Jason Puncheon. Well, we've tried to get him out on loan, and he doesn't want to go, apparently.
And nobody wants him.
So, well, you know, there's probably loads of teams that want him. There's a couple of teams that want him. But
right, we need to move on. We need to move on because it is now 25-9 on these lovely people's Sunday evening, and the numbers are actually growing that are watching, not decreasing. It's growing.
There's nothing on the telly, Nick. That's why.
Is that what it is? Right. Okay. Sacco Tompkins partnership, please.
Yeah. Again, you know, it's an undefeated partnership, and sooner or later, someone will, you know, we know it. Palace fans know it. Sooner or later, someone in the media will pick up on it. As soon as match of the day pick up on it, you know that we'll lose that game. So, but you know, we've got a tough couple of games coming up. But yeah, I'm pleased with it. You know, they sort of look comfortable. So
yeah, okay. And the other one that I wanted to touch on was the shirt. The sash is back. Okay, now is that not football porn?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is. Yeah, really good. I just getting back to people are putting stats up. It's 14 games since January 2017.
Thank you, Russ. I can see it, mate.
So yeah, Tompkins they played 14 games together, winning 11, drawing 3, and losing no games. So, but then Chris Brandrick said Sacco still worries him. Well, he shouldn't worry him. I think behind every genius there's a little bit of madness, isn't there? So, but yeah. Anyway, getting back to the sash.
The sash is
it's an iconic kit.
There it is.
You know, it is an iconic kit. Do you know the only two teams that really, for me, that could ever wear the sash is us, and I remember it from the 78 season, 78-79 season, and Peru.
I know it's actually one of the
white kit.
Yeah, one of the Scottish clubs.
When they done Scotland in the 78 World Cup.
Isn't it Rangers using it as an away kit or something as well? I don't know. Right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they're just nicking it.
Sacco and Tompkins. You know. Somebody just said Thorne and Young. Of course, me and you are old enough to remember Thorne and Young. What's the difference between Thorne and Young and Sacco and Tompkins?
Well, see, that's the thing. Sacco reminds me of Eric Young. He was called the Ninja.
The Ninja.
He never took any prisoners. That man, he reminds me of him because when he tackles, he tackles. I mean, the only thing about Eric Young is that he genuinely, you know, he just took everything. Player. If your mate was standing next to you, he went as well. It didn't matter about him. He was just an amazing tackler. But again, that's the same as for me. Sacco is he's the same. He's committed. That's what we want. We want his commitment. But he seems to have a very cool head. And what we're not doing anymore, not getting the ball at left back and just hoofing it. Now we're playing a little bit of art attack football where we're trying to play one-touch football, you know, on the edge of our own area, which is a little bit like what you're bloody well doing.
Yeah, look at this stat. Look at this stat. Paul Whitey, I love you. 2 wins on the bounce against former Hodgson-managed clubs. West Bromwich Albion last game of the season, Fulham yesterday. Will we get the hat trick next Monday?
Yeah, against
Liverpool. Right, let's move on to Liverpool a little bit. I don't know if you managed to see the game today because I know you were working. But they absolutely wiped the floor with West Ham. They look menacing going forward. West Ham didn't challenge them too much at the back. How do you think we're going to do against Liverpool?
Well, like you say, I think they're formidable, don't they, going forward? They have done for a couple of years now. There he is, Eric the Ninja with his headband. Somebody said brown headband,
Sacco
mate.
Sacco needs a headband, somebody said.
Yeah. But I mean, just very quickly, West Ham were without Kuate, who is the legs in the middle. You know, I don't care what they say. But you know, you need to be settled. And I think while they'll come at us, we also have the ability to hit them on the break with pace. And I do think that we are literally one of the quickest teams. I mean, I know that Andros didn't look too quick yesterday most of the time, but he was injured in that first half. And I think that slowed him down. I said to you, didn't I? I said to you, he's on the floor. I was amazed that he didn't come off.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, he was hurt, and he was hurt for the rest of the game. So you could see him limping, and it wasn't a surprise to see him get subbed. So,
what about Andros?
So the result.
Hold on, Andros' song. Touch on that because we did a practice with it on the boat before we went to the stadium. Again, you never saw it.
Yeah, no, it's very good. It involves a bit of a swear word at the end, but it doesn't. You know, I know that someone said to him, "Well played," and what do you think what do you think of your song? And he loves it. Did
you not see him clapping in time as he left the pitch?
Yeah,
he was actually clapping along.
I said to you, as he's walking off, he clapped. Probably it was 20, 25 yards all the way, and then he sort of looked at us and then clapped again.
Yeah.
And I said he loves it. He loves that song. So, but yeah, I mean, all we got to do is that's what. And I said that to you, didn't I? I said this last year. I said, you know, when you've pretty much cracked it at Palace, you get a song.
You get a song. Well, he's
and now, and the Hennessy's got a song.
Yeah.
You know, it's the sick, but it doesn't matter. We're singing his name. That's the thing. The whole end's singing his name.
Go back to the Liverpool thing. Going back to the Liverpool thing very quickly, because I am conscious of people's evenings. We'll be going, and it's 9:15 now. Now, don't forget, they have bad memories of coming to Selhurst Park under lights, okay, with a raucous Palace crowd. The Scousers don't like it. One Basaka. What they don't like is, yes, they're very good going forward. Okay, they are getting. Sean Feeney says, "Does he get a song?" Ben Allen, can you think of a song relevant to Sean Feeney in the next 5 minutes, please? And they don't like it up them. Okay, we've showed them that before. They do not like it up them with a raucous Palace crowd at home, which brings me nicely, please, on to the support. Okay, and I'm talking about one section of the crowd. I want you to talk everybody through your thoughts about this disbandment of the HF, please.
Well, to be honest with you, again, smoke and mirrors for me. I know Stevie Parrish has got a company called Smoke and Mirrors involved in Palace. A little bit the same with him. Listen, what you can't do is be as fanatical as they are. I'm not even going to say pretend to be, because they are fanatical. And then just give it up. So I always thought that when they turn around, you know, like we sort of know a few people, and
Yeah.
we see some stuff, and
Yeah.
and we hear a lot of stuff that we don't comment on for fear of being mocked and ridiculed. And it turns out to be true in the end. But we saw some stuff saying that, you know, that they were literally not going to renew their season tickets a long time ago.
Yeah.
And
how long ago, Jell?
I just went,
how long ago? Just
it was months. It was months. We're not talking a few weeks.
It was before
the end of the season.
Correct.
Yeah, it was weeks before the end of the season. And what they've done, basically, the club have kicked their own backsides, really. I think privately, Steve Parrish had agreed to give them Block E. And then there's a load of people in Block E went, I don't think so. I've been here since day dot. Got themselves a lawyer, so I believe.
Yeah.
Formed a group, got themselves a bit of legal representation. The club have shit themselves, as they rightly should do. And they've had to cave in. So the HF have thrown their toys out the pram and said, we ain't renewing. But I know, because I know someone in it that I haven't told you lot, and I'm not going to tell you who they are, but his family, and he said to me that they are sporadically all round the ground. Yeah. So there, most of them go. None of them have given it up completely. The obvious ones, I haven't seen the obvious ones, but you'll see, won't you? You'll see it. If some geezer turns up at the back of in Block X in the Arthur and he's holding a drum.
The calls
yeah, exactly.
They won't punch in. They're punching.
But they are. Yeah. But they've spread themselves around the ground. And to be honest with you, he said all they had to do. Listen, I always said I spent a lot of time with Nick Gillard in the family bit, and I've sat in the main stand a lot. And if people haven't told them, I'll tell them now. You cannot hear them, lot. You cannot hear them because the noise, it goes out the side and straight over into Park Road. If they went and sat in the Arthur, that noise would reverberate, absolutely reverberate all the way round, all the way down the Arthur. And what it would do is it would drown out. You know, if they went and sat, in the middle of the Arthur at the back, where the seats are, there's a lot of empty seats during it. Go and sit up there. And they would have a good time up there. I don't understand the sulk. I really don't. It's a little bit. It's not done anyone. It ain't done them any favours. And what they've done is the communication between them now has broken down completely to the point where the club just went. I'll tell you what. Sell the seats. So they've now sold their seats. So they've kicked themselves in the backside now. And the club, they've got no choice. The club, they literally have no choice because. Like I said the other day, yesterday on Twitter, I did 3 years home and away, and me and my mate Lee Mallion, when we stood together, we sang on our own. Me and him. I went to Nottingham Forest on a foggy Tuesday or Wednesday night up to Forest. Me and Lee, when we scored, me and Lee on the floor hugging each other in front of coppers, looking at us like we were idiots. But we stood up and we were singing. Me and Lee, 28 fans we had up there that night. I didn't have anyone standing behind me with a drum going. Telling me the words or singing songs. We just sang songs. Yesterday, we sang songs. We sang old songs yesterday. We sang the new stuff. We sang the brand new stuff. It's good. When they're good, they're brilliant. But when they're bad, they're very bad. And at the moment, they're very bad. And it's not going to... the other thing as well is Monday is when the public will pick up on it. Because there ain't going to be no one banging a drum. There ain't going to be anybody dressed in black.
Right, okay. I'm going to tie the two subjects together. Andy Hopper, go and boil your head, okay? Now there's no HF. Should the club now give out clappers like Fulham? Talk to me about the Fulham support yesterday, Jell.
Oh, it's dreadful. Dreadful. I mean, this is the other thing as well. Again, if anyone saw my tweets yesterday, my nephew's a Fulham fan. And I said to him, flags and clappers? And he didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to say.
He's embarrassed.
He was embarrassed. He's 21 years old. He loves Fulham. He loves Fulham like we love Palace. But he says, I said, how did it sound from our end? He just said, amazing. He and his mate.
Did you see?
They've been done similarly all. They're proper pissed off as all.
Did you see my tweets to Fulham Football Club yesterday? Did you see my tweet? I tweeted Fulham Football Club yesterday. They said that the place was rocking. And I said, the only thing that is rocking, mate, is what's inside your head. Okay, there's nothing rocking about that stadium, I'm telling you. And then some of their clowns.
It was awful. It was awful. Imagine getting to the Premier League and not singing, not supporting your club, not making the first game, jumping up and down. Why aren't they going mad? Tell you what, we were the 12th man yesterday. We were the 12th man without a doubt. We're the 12th man all the time.
I haven't had that.
But you just, it's embarrassing.
And Andy, yes, of course, I know you're joking. And just to let you know, we have had one suggestion coming for Sean Feeney, a song for Sean Feeney. Apparently, anything by Stiff Little Fingers. I don't know what that means, do you? I was waiting for you to joke then.
Is that a reference to his scout weekend that he's just had in Switzerland?
And also, I think we also need to put a nod to the away supporters yesterday. I know they're good anyway. You're consistently good out there. But yesterday, you were just, I mean, the Fulham fans were coming on saying they couldn't hear us. Bullshit.
Oh, no. Listen, my nephew said that. My nephew said he said that we were loud. He said he didn't. He just said you were brilliant. That's what he said. And he doesn't like Palace. He loves his own side. He doesn't like Palace. Don't like Palace. Not anyone else apart from Fulham. But he said you were brilliant and loud. I said, how loud was it for the first goal? He said the first goal was loud. The singing was really loud. He said, but the second goal, it was mental.
Good to see you yesterday, John Cox and Sean Feeney. If you don't stop commenting on the chat here, okay, on the page, I'm going to tell you the next suggestion that Ben Allen has given me, okay, and I've got it right here, okay. So if you don't stop messaging on this screen, I'm going to tell you, and everybody listening, all 70 people, what Ben has just said. But until that time, I'll leave it alone. Right, questions from
so Monday.
Please. Hang on, before we go into the Monday night, questions from the audience, please. Get them in now. Let's go. Monday, go.
So I reckon Monday 1-1. 1-1, and I think their goal will be a penalty.
Really?
So
your thoughts out there, ladies and gentlemen. Jell says we won't get beaten. I would settle for anything other than a loss, obviously. I was watching on Canadian TV, Croydon. All I could hear was the Palace. Great stuff. Thanks, mate. Jell, did you catch anything? Did you catch anything the other day?
No, it poured with rain, Chris. I was can't even tell you how fuming I was. I didn't get the rods out of the motor.
James, a draw. Leslie, hello Les, the Palace Inquisition videos. Don't forget, the reason the Palace Inquisition videos, for those of you who sent them in, and thank you for doing so, will be put out every Friday. But as you are all aware,
it's a new season, man.
As you're all aware that we have got issues going on in the background that with our John Boy, he's having to focus his attention on a lot of other things. But they are coming out. They have been edited. And some of them are actually quite amusing. At least yours that you sent in, Les, and a couple of others were entertaining. And then unfortunately we put out Ben's first. So that's the low bar. Okay, yours can't be any worse than you lot out there. We've all seen Ben Allen's. So Andy's saying he's nervous about, what did he say? I'm nervous about their pace up front.
He's nervous about their pace against Tompkins. Yeah. No, well, he will. They said
that's valid. They've
got some good. I mean, I want to see up against a proper attack, not against today. Up against a proper attack, what a £71 million goalkeeper does. That's what I'm saying. I mean, a lot of the comments going through now, virtually every single person has said that we will score 2, and then Ricky comes out and says he's the first one to say 3-2, like 3 goals. But I thought we'd score goals. Again, 3-2 Graham Wick. I really do think that we've got goals in us every game, and to shut us out, I think the teams have got to play very well against us to shut us out. So I think I can't see there being very many 0-0s.
Dick Turpin saying.
But I always said to you, I don't care about 0-0s. I just want us to score goals. And then Andy Lobo just turned around and said, if Ben Techie scores, I'm on the pitch. So we'll all be on the pitch if Ben Techie scores.
Let me tell you,
all the subs will be on the pitch. Parrish will be on the pitch if he scores.
Dick Turpin says a respectable 2-1 defeat. That would be robbery, wouldn't it? Wait for it. Pennington.
No,
wait. Listen, there's a joke there. Pay attention. Right, read it again.
Oh, I didn't.
Come on. My humour is, I said, Dick Turpin, as you said, it would be a respectable 2-1 defeat. That would be robbery, wouldn't it? Mate, I'm wasted. I'm wasted. Right, okay.
But yeah, so I think the consensus is
5
at
minutes
the
to go,
moment
people. 5 minutes to go.
2-2-2-1. So I'll take one. I'll take a 1-1. Listen, I'll take a point against the top 6 every single time. Every single game. For 12 games, I'd take a point. Honestly, I would take 12 points on those games, without a doubt, home and away. Like I said, you know,
it's still 70
I think we'll turn. Yeah, I think we'll turn one or two of the top teams over, but I think a lot of them have kicked on this year. I'll tell you the other thing as well. I think the Spurs will be, as much as the Spurs fans are really annoyed, I think they'll be good this year, because I think they were good last year, and I think that same side, they just know each other. They've got no strangers.
Yeah.
You know, they've literally got no strangers.
£100 million for Fulham Spurs. Anyway, answer your question, Ricky. When is Wickham going to be back? Well, he is back, but unfortunately, he's already picked up another knock, so we don't know how serious that is. I just want to tell everybody out there very quickly of a little story that happened in my household earlier today. In the kids' bedroom upstairs, okay, I don't have Sky TV or cable TV. In the lounge where I'm sitting, I do, and in the playroom at the back, I do. One of my kids came down and said, I want to watch the football, Dad, and you're watching the cricket. So what we did was he unplugged the little IPTV box here, okay? It is, I tell you now, it is no bigger than that, okay? Literally that size. I could unplug it, it's literally over there now. And he took it upstairs and he watched East Football on the IPTV. Of any of you that have not got cable TV, satellite TV, think about IPTV. It's not a plug. I don't give a shit about it. Okay, it's nothing to do with me. Okay, but I've got it here, and I took it to Spain with me as well, so I could keep my eye on bits of the sport. You just need to have Wi-Fi. Okay, as long as you've got Wi-Fi. Blah 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 blah. Good evening to Graham from talking about Spain. Good evening from Spain. Any other questions out there? What we were just talking about? Big shout out to Wayne. Yeah, we've already done that summer, but the trouble was you were late, so don't be late next week. Otherwise, there'll be a post on you. Okay, people, you haven't told me what you think of the new logo and the new t-shirts. Paul White, you need to invest in one of these, Paul. Man of your means. He's just said Wickham will not play again. Well, it's sad, isn't it? I mean, yeah, the fact that he's already picked up. I mean, it's not a serious injury. It's just according to the manager, it's just a twinge or something. Andy wants to know, where do we sit? Well, I presume you're talking about in the stadium.
Here and everywhere.
He sits where he can get a ticket because he works a lot. So he's not at every game, but he does try to get as many games as he can. I have a season ticket in row 13, Block B, of the Lower Homestyle, literally 2 rows behind the HF. It's brilliant. Nick had it for 4 years. IPTV he's talking about. Thanks, Wayne. Cheers. Just don't drop it. That's all. No, that's a different way. No, sorry.
No news on the newsstand, John. Nothing at all. But the club, as soon as anything does come up, the club will release it. So, and someone just turned around and said, Christopher Gunn said, "Will Mayer be the new Kabay?" And he likes a new T-shirt. Where can we buy them T-shirts? So we'll put a link up where you can buy the T-shirts.
I haven't even ordered them yet, Chris. But I will order. I think because of the response I had from, especially on the boat yesterday, people coming up to me. It was they really enjoyed it. They love the connection, and if I need to go and buy 100 to sell on non-profit making to everybody on our page, well, I'll just do that. I don't care. But Grant and I will sort out. If you want them and you seriously want me to go and get someone, I've had 2 made at the moment. Here's one I made earlier. Okay, and the one I'm wearing. I can get them done in all sizes. I can even have 4 stitched together for Jell. It doesn't matter, whatever size you want. I thought he was going to ignore me just for a second. Ian Lyons wants a T-shirt. Bring one to the next curry night, and that we need to get that organised, boys. Yeah, you're quite right. Sean wants one. John Knox wants one. How much are the T-shirts, Andy? I don't know, mate. There will be whatever the cost is. Will be whatever the cost is. I will not make any money out of it.
But there might be a pound or two profit for Mayday Radio.
I don't care. Wayne wants one. Okay, size-wise in comparison to the new kit. Do not
Andy, they're not sports fit. They're not sports fit.
what I mean, if you're laugh. Guys, I've got to tell you a quick story. Did anybody see, I put out, I think on social media, probably the first picture of the sash top when it came out. I got mine really early, okay? I seem to have got mine a day or so before everybody else. Or I was at home when they arrived and nobody else had put a picture up. I put mine up and somebody said to me, people were telling me, are you pregnant? Nick, have you put on weight over the summer? It's because
he had a football underneath his shirt.
It's because those sizes were shite. Okay, they were awful. I took it. In fairness, I took it back to the club, and I've never ordered anything in my life in extra large, ever. But
welcome to my world.
No, I didn't say 4XL. But in fairness, I took it straight back to the club, and they changed it for an extra large. Because that's what I needed. These t-shirts come up at standard sizes, okay? So if you're a large, you're an extra large. You know, this is a large, and which is quite right. Will you do a muscle fit? Well, that's from Ian Lyons. Well, there's pointers. You having one of them, is muscle fit, Ian. How tight was that? Yeah, did you see that, Dave? Yeah, I know you laughed at it. Leslie wants to know, do we do blazer badges? Because you know Leslie always wears his blazer, didn't he? What a gentleman he is. Miss you, mate. Make sure you get yourself over this year. Matt Miller says, Jell wants a tight fit one, like the new kit. Yeah, done all that. Okay, well, any more questions? Because it is 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Any more questions? Yeah, Jell's telling me to wrap it up. Paul White says, I need one FC. Yeah, I'm not doing it. Guys.
Mick Harper said, Jell, get me the same size as you, fat bastard. It's not Facebook. That's my brother-in-law, by the way. He's not a very nice person, is he? As you can tell.
Paul Carew wants to know, what's the biggest size you can do? Well, it's got to be 4XL, isn't it? I mean, I could probably get any size. All I need to do is, it's cheaper for you lot. If I had 50 people say they wanted one, that's great, okay, because the price comes down, doesn't it? Because you get a bulk order.
Well, we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out.
I'm paying a premium for these because I only ordered two t-shirts. Black hoodies. Tyler, we're not doing a fashion parade. It's a bloody t-shirt.
Oh, hang on. So, respect to you guys. Love to listen from Spain. Watch Palace from first to the third division without missing a game. Back again. The only thing I miss about England is my Palace family. Love you all. That was from Graham Morehouse.
Thank you, mate.
Appreciate it.
And I know there's people watching all over the world. This is Red and Blue News. We are a family. I don't care where you are. If you're a Palace fan, wherever you are in the world, tell your friends about it. Tell your family about it. Get on our Facebook page. We're on there all the time. Get on our Twitter page.
Frank Roberts wants a fishing hoodie. Wayne Simmons says, great show. Thanks, lads. Ben Allen, thank you, Bristol. Who's Ben Allen?
I don't know.
Christopher Gunn. Scarves. Jamie Skinner. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jamie.
Guys, we're not setting up the HF here. Okay, this is Red and Blue News. Okay, we're not going into business. I'm not gonna be the new Mike Ashley of the Red and Blue News show. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you, Ben, in the background. Thank you, Sean, for being Sean. Thank you, John, for being there. I know you're there. Carl, for all what you do. But ladies and gentlemen, join me and say thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you to Jell Holyoke. I can't do it, and I won't do it without him. I love you very much.
Thanks, Nick.
Look out for Phil Potts' play predictions again. I'll probably do it on Friday because obviously we don't play to the Monday. Have a lovely week. Stay safe, stay safe, well, and up the Palace. Good night, everyone.
Up the Eagles.
Up the Palace.